basically to rescind that blemish, that derogatory point, if you will, on my account. Because it's all my effort. It was all my good effort putting forth to make sure I stay on top of everything as far as my finances, what have you. And, you know, it would be a shame that that blemish is on my account, especially of no fault of my own. I really wouldn't have a problem just paying this card off if they would agree to rescind that negative report on my credit, and also to please to follow up one way or the other on their end, on my end, just to make sure that they hold up their end of the bargain. You know, in fact, if they, you know, say that they would to withdraw it, that I have some type of proof that it is not going to be on my credit report, and don't have no surprises 30, 60, 90 days down the line and it's still showing up. It all started off really on the 7th of November when I received the email from Total Visa credit card saying that my account was past due. I immediately was alarmed because, first of all, I have the account set up on Autopay. It comes out the first of every month. I had paid 11 consecutive payments, never not once missed a payment or was late on a payment. So right away I got on the phone with customer service in regards to this email that I received. They basically told me that they had not received a payment from me, that I needed to pay $80 to bring it up to date, and the statement balance was $185, and I said to them, how could that be? Because I have it set up on Autopay. I did now see when I first called in, I did say it may be my fault because I not my fault in the sense of, you know, doing anything on purpose or anything like that, but I canceled the auto payment on the 3rd of November, and this is what I told them, and I asked them if they could waive the late fee. They said they would have to put in a request for that, and you know, then because of this so-called late payment, they shut down my account, my online account. I couldn't access it at all. I wanted to print out the statements or what have you, because all that is paperless online. And so I said, well, you know what, just close down this account. And per customer, you know, I closed out the account. They did so I thought. And also, they couldn't tell me, because the first thing that came to my mind is like, oh, okay, when was my last log on date? They couldn't tell me. I said, well, you know, you could go on Google and they could tell you, you know, when the last time you logged in. And so they couldn't tell me. Everything was, we have to put in a request. We have to put on a request. So I put in a request for a supervisor to call me. Now, she called me that Monday. I spoke to a Wanda, last name I know, agent number though, C as in Charlie 60. That's C60. And she basically was telling me the same thing. They cannot see when my last login was. I said, well, how can y'all tell me that I was late if you can't even tell me when it was unenrolled? I unenrolled from it on the 3rd. and they said they can't see that. I said, well, what can you see? When I mean, it was canceled, it was disenrolled, it was, however you want to refer to it. It was an end date. So whether that end date was in October, or whenever, they couldn't tell me. So what I asked her was, how about if we get a hold of your IT department? It has to be some trace somewhere as to, my auto pay. She said that she's going to put in for the auto pay. I'm sorry, put in for the trace with the IT department. And also she said she's going to put in a request for the late fee waiver. And again, I had said to them, I have no problem paying my account. If I was going to be late or miss a payment, I would call and try to make payment arrangements, what have you. And when I got that notice, it really took me off guard because I take pride in handling my business. Well, she proceeded to tell me how this was a rebuild your credit account, and they don't have to abide by the pandemic rules and guidelines and such. And I'm saying every other credit card company is having some type of leniency as to the payments or being late or whatever, but they cut me no slack, even though, like I said, I was an outstanding. Well, on the 12th month, on the 28th of this month would have been a full month that I had this account. And I wouldn't jeopardize that for nothing in the world. So basically, you can say she hung up on me, because when she saw that I wasn't going to, pay the $80 up front like that, I think it wasn't something that she wanted to hear. And this is a supervisor. It's supposed to be upper management. So the call was disconnected. I called back, and they said she left notes on there, and that, if I wanted my account back open, I would have to pay that $80. I asked them, what is the $80 for? It's this month, which would have been November, and next month come December. That's a requirement. That's not, I don't think, too fair to me. December hasn't even came as of yet, but I do know some companies do bill ahead, but this is not one of them. So I immediately went on LinkedIn to see if I could get a hold of some type of CEO or some sort that I can forward my complaint to. And I did. I sent them an email letting them know everything that I said here. Everything that I said here, it's a 2-page, it's three paragraphs. Okay. The one sentence in the whole 3 paragraph in my defense. I canceled Autopay on the 3rd of November, due every 1st of the month. Everything else is just laying everything out as far as, me being penalized. They trying to make me pay figuratively and literally, having no record of when the account was unenrolled for the auto pay, and if they can get a hold of me ASAP. Okay, so just the other day I received another notice from them saying that this is the title. This is the title of their. Let me see if I can find it here. Let us help. Okay, and then it said this was on the 17th that we wrote to you recently reminding you of the outstanding amount due 1/8/85/38, and again the total amount currently due to bring your account up to date is $80. Now they said they haven't heard back from me, but yet I emailed them this letter and they responded back to me. So I'm not understanding how you're unable to get a hold of me, business. And in their response to me, it said that we are, thank you for your inquiry. If you have any further questions, contact our customer service department, which is really useless because they don't know nothing. Nobody don't know anything. And, so of course, I had reached out to you all before. This was for something else some time ago. And I know that, honestly, I was hoping just to see about what reviews they already had, and in my quest of trying to see what all was going on with this company as far as other consumers were, and it just was one after another, the same thing that happened to me. Just seeming like they just want to give you a late fee, get some type of money on you. And when I was speaking to this Wanda, she said that they report to foreign credit bureaus. She made a point, she put emphasis to let me know that they have a fourth credit bureau out there. And she said that the account is not reported to the credit bureau not until after 30 days is considered delinquent, but they do send them a notice saying that a failure to pay had occurred. And, honestly, I'm a half a century old. I think I had my experience with credit cards. And when she said that, I said, well, it's no fault of my own. If I had, did not make a payment or let my account go past due, that's one thing. But I had it on auto pay. And she kind of slipped up a little bit and said, even though if it fell on a Sunday. So I immediately looked at, the calendar, and apparently the first fell on a Sunday. And I think that might have been where the problem came in at. Now, I skimmed over the 50 pages they want you to look over with the terms and conditions and policies or what have you. And it said that if the pay date is listed on a holiday or the weekend, it won't be processed until the following business day. Well, I canceled out the auto pay on the 3rd, so that was one full holiday that they still had. And on top of that, the 3rd. That's why I canceled it on the 3rd. Call myself, give them a little time, to process it. And that is what auto pay is all about, right? I mean, it's supposed to give you a peace of mind, and when in the beginning, when I had the account, like I said, it's been a year, but for the last 6 months, I had it set up on auto pay. And when I went to go on my online account, with other companies, it's been my experience that they say, thank you for your payment, or your payment was received, or your payment was submitted for pay or something. But none of that on their site. And like I said, like the first couple of months, I would call and say, to see if it was actually set up on autopay. And I was always assured, no worries, you set up on autopay, you have nothing to worry about. And I did exactly that. I didn't worry about it. And I made a note to self and marked on my card in black permanent marker auto pay. So I knew I didn't have that one to deal with as far as I'm concerned. So again, they're not working with me. They're not showing no type of leniency, none whatsoever. I'm waiting. I asked them to please, if they could, because I have to rely on a word. I'm not privy to the information, as to when exactly it was, but I need some proof. So I asked them if they can send me some type of report or statement, or print out to show exactly when the account was unenrolled. So I'm waiting on that now as we speak. And as far as the late fee being waived, I don't see how they can. I guess they could, but it's on a closed account. but the damage is done already, as far as I'm concerned, because they already reported to the credit bureau that it was a failure of payment, and is really no fixing that. Um, I don't know how to even go about it, because their information is really guarded as far as getting a hold of the CEO. You write and you email 1,000 times, you call 1,000 times. It's just like spinning your wheels. You're really not getting anywhere, and you don't have that, that support behind you, as far as, so many recourses that you have to turn to. It's like David and Goliath, you know what I'm saying? Like, you buy yourself against these big old name brand companies that have your money is long, and, nobody don't really want to work for free. Trying to hire an attorney to see maybe I can have this arbitrated in some shape, form, fashion, and someone can do a pro bono. I'm not sure, but at this point in time, I just did what was available for me to do, and that was to report it to the Better Business Bureau. And I came across another website that said they will fight for you on your behalf. Oh well, basically to rescind that blemish, that derogatory point, if you will, on my account, because it's all my effort. It was all my good effort putting forth to make sure I stay on top of everything as far as my finances, what have you. And it would be a shame that blemish is on my account, especially of no fault of my own. I really wouldn't have a problem just paying this card off, if they would agree to rescind that negative report on my credit, and also to please to follow up one way or the other on their end, on my end, just to make sure that they hold up their end of the bargain. In fact, if they, say that they would to withdraw it, that I have some type of proof that it is not going to be on my credit report, and don't have no surprises 30, 60, 90 days down the line and it's still showing up. Well, the one thing I hate is the thought of someone thinking they're getting over on you. That's not a great feeling. I would say that again, if it was something whereas I could not make the payment, yes, that's my fault. But even I think the biggest thing is, okay, this COVID-19 that's going on, and thousands of people is out of work and falling behind in their rent, and probably credit cards are the last thing on their mind, trying to keep up with. They trying to keep the utilities on, so forth and so on. And that,
I'm
yes,
saying roof over your head,
yes,
that's what worries people.
yes. And, it just angered me because customer service is terrible. It's just, very unattached, insensitive, you know, um, especially during these times, and I trying to work. I'm trying to call them, trying to get information from them, trying to be as polite as possible so we can come to a resolution or see the root cause of what happened. But it was very just, it was the customer service is notorious. I mean, it was just, you had to put in a request for this, and put in a request. When I said, okay, close out this account, she said, oh, I have to put in. I said, it's a request to put in for that too, to close out my account. So, and I'm glad that I, did that, because that's the thing. Why am I still getting notices from you guys saying that my account is past due? Well, how can you be past due on a card or on an account that's closed? So I just want to, beware, you know, pretty much be cautious of certain companies, and this is one that do not, you know, cover your tracks all the way. Well, I call myself doing, but it didn't quite work out that way. Like I said on here, um, this is the whole reason these options were designed for. Uh, is one less card I have to worry about, and that's the whole thought process behind it. Again, to have that peace of mind that is taken care of. So buyers beware. Um, Try to cover your tracks. If you communicate in writing, and it's even better in an email. They will encourage you not to email them. They will encourage you to fax. But, you know, I was very persistent. I don't take no for an answer very easily. She tried to tell me if you do it electronically, whatever documents you will send is not encrypted or anything like that. I was like, that's fine. I mean, I still need to get a hold of, working my way up to the CEO or the president. You know, I'm former military, and I'm very much respect the chain of command. And I'm not commanding anything from anybody. I'm just working my way up the ladder. And again, is very so unfortunate. You know, you put your hard work in, you put your best foot forward, you put your best effort for it, and for somebody just to snatch that away from you, you feel powerless. So I just wanted other consumers to be aware and to please just try to cover your tracks at all times. Because if you do reach that level of having to go to court and arbitration and all that, at least you have your paper trail as to what has happened or what has transpired. I would say, please, at all costs, um, document everything you do, the dates, the times, the time of the day. Keep notation of that. For me, I put in a reminder on my quick memo to cancel out that card, and it says the 2nd of November. Just cancel it out on the 3rd. Put those tools that's available to you. Take full advantage of it. Um, I paid consecutively 11 payments, never, not once, never missed a payment, not skipped a payment and try to make up for it the next month. None of that. I had an outstanding record. And please, just take it upon yourself to say, "Hey, I'm getting in front of the cart here, and just take care of my business. Don't rely on even upper management supposedly helping you. And when you do get a hold of somebody, please get down their name. A lot of times they're not giving out their last names, of course, but a last name initial or an EID, employee identification number, something that can identify them. And, and follow up in writing, even if you have to do it in snail mail, post office, get a certified, letter to them, just so you can have record of everything that your efforts that you put forth is not done in vain.